Meet new Gaelic football referees Lorenzo, Alessandro, Andrea and another Alessandro. Italians who have undergone training and been introduced to tournaments like here in Rovigo, where they both looked the part and performed very well.
Well, I'm so pleased, Jerome. It was amazing the progress they've made. We only did the course with them a few months ago. They've had limited game time, but I think they got the vast majority of the calls absolutely correct. I liked their game management. They were good with the players. As always for non-Irish referees, probably one of their biggest issues was the Irish players and the back chat, etc. If you notice, the Italian players did not argue with them because the Italian players all have the rule books. Very few Irish players have ever opened a rule book. In fact, very few of them would recognise it if they saw it.
It's funny, there's a lot of talk at home at the minute or over the last month or so about cynicism and the way games are played and even the way games are managed. So they could learn a few things from here.
Absolutely, the sportsmanship, when you see the sheer endeavour of the players here, and it's especially interesting for the to see the non-Irish players and the attitude and the effort they've put into the game. I refereed in Rome a couple of months ago. There's 100% improvement in some of those players, and what I also love is the spirit in which they play the game, and they respect the decisions, right or wrong. Referees are human, they make mistakes too, but you didn't see any of the Italian players arguing with a referee today. And that's wonderful. I mean, if all our games were played like that, it would be a far easier game, and it would be much easier to attract referees, which is a big problem at home, to try and get good people to referee, because who'd want to be a referee?
Well, I hear there's lots of people who want to be referees. They have great tournaments like this as well, and we have to say today was history. It was a team, an all-Italian club, organising a tournament, and it's gone well.
I can only pay tribute to Rovigo. The facilities, everything, almost every weekend I'm somewhere in Europe at a tournament. We had the best lunch, one of the best organisations I've seen. It was absolutely superb, and they can be very, very proud of themselves.
And they're Italian. There's no Irish in there organising it for them. They're all Italian.
Absolutely all Italian. They have a couple of Irish boys who play with them, but they travel a long distance. They don't get to train with them. They're not living in the city. This is Italian organised. We could say it's Italian owned, Italian organised, Italian success. But what I'm really intrigued about is their love and their passion for the game. It's not just let's try a different sport. It's a real passion to develop the game. And you see them, they want to organise. This is the first tournament we've had. They voluntary, run the sidelines, etc. Normally we get along with outside lines people and things like that. They can't do enough to be involved. And they have handball exhibition tomorrow. This is a great day for the GAA worldwide, not just in Italy, not just for Ireland, but these are the sort of days that in terms of international development we need to see more of.
And as Secretary of the European Board, you must be pleased the way everything is going in Europe, and there are a few big dates coming up in the next few months, including coming home to Ireland, and that will be another example, another place where you can showcase what's going on, the development.
Absolutely. We have, I suppose, two big initiatives. We have our first ever 15-a-side championship. And the semi-finals and finals, that will be 28th, 29th of September in Maastricht. 2 weeks later, the winner of that will be out in the first round of the Leinster Championship against the Carlow champions. That's a historic day for Europe, because it may take a little while yet, but technically a European club could be playing in Croke Park next year in the All-Ireland final, and that's something that's really worth aiming for. Ultimately, we'd like to be treated the same as Britain and to enter at the quarter-final stage, but we need to prove ourselves. So Leinster Council have set a challenge for us. It's been backed by Croke Park with some funding for the visiting team. I would hope that I'll be going back to Croke Park looking for funding for a European team in the second round. That would give me great pleasure. It might be some battle, but it would give me great pleasure. And then, only 2 weeks later after that, or 3 weeks later after that, I should say, in the 19th and 20th of October in Athlone, we have a chance, courtesy of the Gathering and Westmeath GAA and AIT, wonderful facilities there. It'll be a pleasure to bring teams, and especially for those non-Irish teams. These Italian boys are all going over there. They're going to make a week out of it. The economy's going to benefit. People don't realise that the GAA has always been more than a game, and this is going to be more than a gathering.